Okay, it is time to reinstall these boards on the wall in the forward cabin. I actually took these home. I sanded all the old paint off of them. I filled in some imperfections, and now they should be pretty much ready to go. Now, one interesting thing about this is I realized that I actually left all my camera batteries at home. It's an oversight on my part, kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna have to be very picky about the shots that we're doing today. So yeah, have to reinstall these boards onto these walls. That's what's happening. Oh man, what a day. Oh, the construction and the destruction. But I got all the boards up on the walls in the forward cabin. And here's the thing, I am not particularly happy about the job I did. There's some gaps between these boards that I just can't get rid of. I don't really know why that is. It must be some kind of a result of, you know, this compound shape in the hull, how it like gets a tighter angle as it approaches the bow, and also it generates kind of this twist in the boards as they go from back to front. And boy, it is just so frustrating putting these boards up on the walls and trying to get the gaps as small as possible and trying to not crack the ends of the boards with the screws, because the wood is like, you know, it's pretty dried out. It's probably pretty old wood. It's in good shape, especially now that I've kind of reconditioned everything. I think once this thing's painted, it's going to look a lot different. But yeah, long, hard, frustrating, aggravating, hot, sweaty, dusty day. But all in all, It was okay. It's all right. When it's all said and done, it's going to be pretty darn sweet, even if it's not perfect. Okay, so I think I'm going to take a break from working on that forward cabin, show you something I've been working on outside. Now, you may remember our cap rail was busted up when we got this boat. The previous owner ran into a piling of some kind and banged up this starboard side cap rail. What you're looking at is this cap rail where I have put on a product that is basically, it's a wood filler product. It's basically epoxy mixed with, you know, some kind of, you know, powdered wood chips. Now, this looks absolutely hideous at the moment. We're going to get this thing sanded down and try to get it shaped a little bit better. I'm actually really pleased with how this is turning out. You know, you got to disregard the color and focus on the shape instead. Allow me to show you progress. All right. So it's pretty apparent where the original wood is and where all the, you know, the wood epoxy filler stuff is. The color difference is pretty drastic, but what I'm looking at more than anything is the shape. And I think this has pretty much built that shape back to where it was. There's a couple little spots you might be able to see right there that need just a little dab more of epoxy. And there's kind of this long splinter here. I think I'm going to have to get kind of some liquid epoxy up under that to kind of help that, you know, adhere a little bit better. But this is mostly done. And from here, I mean, you really can't even tell. If it weren't for the color difference, you really wouldn't be able to tell at all. So I like that product. For certain uses, absolutely. Good stuff. It's an epoxy wood putty, and that was actually a gift from one of our viewers. So thank you very much, whoever sent us that. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, good stuff. All right, well, that freed up some space. Get rid of that thing since we're probably never going to use it. Now I've got a couple holes that I got to fill in somehow, but that's another project. Progress! All right, I've gotten a little ahead of myself here on my next project. And what this is something I was not planning on doing at this trip, but just want to do something different and just shake it up. So here's what I've gotten into. So here in the galley, in this back corner, there was a rotten spot. Now it's a spot that has got a lot of this fiberglass reinforced Bondo stuff on it. I put that stuff on there. So again, this is a problem with this leaky cap rail, or you know, a symptom of this leaky cap rail. And it even had, you know, some soft spots on this side of this little wall too. So it's this little section here. Mostly this wood is in good shape, but it just had that really, really bad spot down there in the corner. So I'm beefing that thing up. On this side, it's going to be pretty much just kind of a cosmetic job. And on this side, it's going to be, I don't really know if it's a structural thing or not, but I'm basically taking some really heavy fiberglass mat and I'm going to tab that whole corner. So look at this stuff. I mean, this is thick, thick stuff. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to use. This is a 16 by 20 inch piece. I'm going to wrap this around that corner and epoxy it into place, and then that should be no more of a problem anymore. I remember there was a microwave that was actually in that spot when we bought the boat. So when we pulled that microwave out of this spot, You know, we found that nasty little rotten spot back there, and obviously it looks pretty bad. You know, somebody just slapped on some paint and it's all peeled off, and I want to have it looking like this, all nice and white and painted on the inside. But first, got to put that fiberglass cloth up. Okay, I have the mat cut there for the corner. I've got this piece cut there for the bottom. So here is before and after. There we go. It's basically installed on 3 sides in that corner. It's probably going to be one of the strongest parts of the boat. Okay, let's see if I can squeeze one more clip out of 1% of battery. But what I've been working on is this corner here in the galley. Now you remember it was all rotten and nasty and ugly looking in there? Well, that's what it looks like now, because I installed 2 layers of heavy fiberglass mat, epoxied into that corner, and then painted with 2 coats of this stuff. And it is looking real good now. Oh man, cool. Well, that's what I've been up to. I can't believe this whole trip I've done on 2 batteries, one in the GoPro and one in this camera, so I can't believe I've made it all the way through this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the Man, this stuff it's actually kind of disheartening, honestly. I mean, I just put all this stuff back up and now it's wet. I mean, it's gonna dry out, but the thing is, that's got a little water in there even. This tow rail is, I mean, this cap rail, it's gonna have to be fixed. I don't think we're gonna be able to delay. The real bummer about all this is about these leaks, and yeah, some of it is deck fittings that just have to be rebedded. That's no big deal. I mean, really, at least compared to the cap rail, you know, having to be removed and rebedded, that's a big deal. And then we were hoping to be able to buy some time. My friend Terry came out and actually helped me caulk all the way around this cap rail, inside and out. Again, just to try to buy some time so that we could do a season out there and then come back and then work on this cap rail. But I think the writing's on the wall that's not going to work. We're going to have to go ahead and attack this cap rail problem. This is just too much water getting in, and I do not like that at all. So that's a bummer, but it's just going to be something we got to do. Yep.
Thank you for watching this week's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. We would like to thank some new patrons that came aboard this week.
That is right. We have 2 new patrons, and that is Joe and Jeffrey. Thank you guys for becoming patrons. We really, really appreciate it.
We got some new things from Daniel.
Alright, that was not the smoothest, but that was alright. Alright, what have you got, Molly?
We have some cleats, 2 cleats, from geez. Daniel.
Daniel, thanks so much, man. These are from our Amazon wish list, and Daniel sent us 2 cleats, and also, what are those, Tambi?
The rub things?
Rub things,
yeah.
Also known as rub strakes.
There we go. Yeah.
So we're going to use these together. So our boat does not have aft cleats. It's crazy. It has forward cleats and midship cleats, no aft cleats. So we're going to set up these on the back of the boat, and they're going to be very handy. You really don't know how important aft cleats are until you try to tie the back end of your boat to something, and there's nothing to tie to. Yeah, so Daniel, thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right, that's it. All right, wrap it up, ladies.
Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.
Nice job, Molly. You're still clanging those things. All right.
Bye.